I'll never forget the look on Lisa's face when the handcuffs snapped shut around her wrists, her smug confidence crumbling into pure shock. But I'm jumping ahead. Let me take you back to that Sunday morning when this whole mess started. It was one of those perfect days, clear skies, a light breeze, and my cherry red Corvette Stingray gleaming in the driveway like it had just rolled off the showroom floor. I'd spent 3 hours the day before waxing every inch of that beauty. And let me tell you, the way it sparkled in the sunlight made every minute worth it. I was out there, wiping down the hood, lost in the moment, when I saw her storming across the street. Lisa Harper, the HOA president, arms crossed, face twisted into a scowl that could curdle milk. "Excuse me, the VYD," she barked, planting herself between me and my car like she owned the place. "I need the keys to that car. Now." Her voice had this sharp, entitled edge, like she was used to people jumping when she snapped her fingers. I froze, rag in hand, thinking this had to be some kind of prank. "Lisa, what are you talking about?" "This is my car," I said, keeping my tone steady despite the confusion bubbling up inside me. She tilted her head back, eyes narrowing. "That's not your Corvette. It belonged to my brother, and I don't know how you got it. But if you don't hand over those keys, I'm calling the cops." She stuck out her hand, palm up, like I was just going to obey this ridiculous demand. Spoiler alert, the police did show up, but they weren't coming for me. I'd only been VYing in Willow Creek Estates for 3 months. After years of grinding away, VYing every penny, I'd finally bought my dream home in what was supposed to be a quiet, upscale neighborhood. The Corvette? That was the cherry on top. A promise I'd made to myself when I was a kid flipping through car magazines, dreaming of the day I'd own one. But from a moment I parked it in my driveway, it caught Lisa's attention and not in a good way. As HOA president, she seemed to take personal offense to my car's existence. It started with friendly notices about community aesthetic guidelines, then escalated to snide remarks whenever she saw me DRIVYing. "That color's a bit loud. Don't you think the VYD," she'd say, her smile as fake as a $3 bill. "Most folks around here prefer something classier." I just nod, smile back, and mentally count how many times I could rev the engine before she'd lose it. Things got worse when Lisa started slapping neon-colored violation notices on my windshield. One claimed my car was inappropriately flashy. Another said it was disrupting neighborhood harmony. I dug into the HOA bylaws, nothing about car colors or models, just rules about parking and maintenance. When I brought this up at an HOA meeting, Lisa waved me off like I was a pesky fly. "The board decides what's best for the community," she said, her tone dripping with authority. The real trouble started when I installed a new exhaust system. It wasn't loud. I'd made sure it met city regulations, but the deeper rumble caught Lisa's ear. The next morning, I caught her snapping photos of my car with her phone. When she saw me watching, she marched right up to my door, pounding the bell like she was VYing a warrant. "That exhaust VY OLAT's noise ordinances," she declared. "Fix it in 48 hours, or I'll have your car towed." "Lisa, it's legal." I checked, I said, staying calm. She leaned in, her voice low and menacing. "This isn't about city rules. It's about HOA rules, and I decide what's a violation." The threat was clear, but I wasn't backing down. I thanked her politely and shut the door. That night, I installed a security camera pointed at my driveway. Smart move, as it turned out. Over the next 2 weeks, Lisa went full-on crusade mode. She sent a neighborhood email blasting certain residents for disrupting tranquility with inappropriate vehicles. She called an emergency HOA meeting to push new vehicular aesthetic rules that conveniently targeted my car. When that flopped, she got desperate. One Saturday, I caught her measuring the distance between my Corvette and the curb with a tape measure, hunting for a parking violation. "Just doing my job. The VYD," she said with a smirk. The next day, a notice on my door claimed my car was leaking oil, a total lie, easily disproven by photos of my spotless driveway. Then came that fateful Sunday. I was out buffing my Corvette, the morning sun warm on my back, when Lisa stormed over, her face red with purpose. Neighbors were out 2 walking dogs, grabbing mail, and They all stopped to watch as she planted herself in front of me. "I'm done with this nonsense," she announced, loud enough for everyone to hear. "That's my brother's Corvette, and I want the keys right now." Her voice cracked with what sounded like real emotion, but something about her delivery felt rehearsed, like she was auditioning for a drama. I stared dumbfounded. "Lisa, I bought this car brand new 3 years ago. What are you talking about? Don't lie to me," she shouted, pointing at the custom license plate frame. This was Michael's car. Same model, same color. He died last month, and his car vanished from his garage. "You stole it." Neighbors edged closer, phones out, recording the showdown. I took a deep breath. "I'm sorry about your brother, but this is my car. I've got all the paperwork." I reached for my phone, but Lisa lunged, grabbing for the keys in my hand. "Give me those," she screamed, her face twisted with rage. I stepped back, holding the keys out of reach. "You're a thief, DVYD. A criminal who thought you could waltz into our neighborhood and get away with it." "I'm calling the police," I said, my voice firm. Lisa smirked. "Already did. I reported a grand theft auto. They're coming to arrest you and impound my car." Sure enough, sirens wailed in the distance, growing louder. 2 patrol cars pulled up, and 3 officers stepped out, looking confused by the scene. Lisa ran to them, pointing at me. "That's him, officers. He stole my brother's car," she cried, tears streaming down her face like she'd rehearsed it. "I've got the spare key at home and all the paperwork." The lead officer, a woman with a no-nonsense VYB, asked us to stay apart while they sorted it out. "Sir, can you prove ownership?" she asked me. "Absolutely," I said, pulling up my digital glove box app with photos of the title, registration, insurance, and purchase agreement all in my name. "I've got the hard copies inside, too." I grabbed the physical documents, including the original dealership contract. Meanwhile, Lisa was unraveling. "Those are forged," she shrieked. "He photoshopped his name on my brother's paperwork. Check the VIN." The officers did, and surprise, the car was mine, registered to me for 3 years. "Ma'am, do you have any proof your brother owned this vehicle?" an officer asked Lisa. Her confidence flickered, but she doubled down. "I don't have it here, but I've got photos of Michael with the car. It's identical." The officer's eyes narrowed. "Even if your brother had a similar car, this one belongs to this gentleman." Lisa's face turned beet red. "You're not listening. He faked the paperwork." She lunged at me again, clawing for my pocket where I'd stashed the keys. The officers grabbed her, pulling her back. "Ma'am, calm down," the lead officer said. But Lisa was past reason. "You're all useless," she screamed, thrashing. "That's Michael's car. I'm the HOA president, and I demand you arrest him." She broke free and grabbed at my pocket again, tearing it slightly. That was it. The officers wrestled her down, cuffs clicking into place. "Lisa Harper, you're under arrest for filing a false police report, attempted theft, and assault," the lead officer said, reading her rights. Lisa's jaw dropped, her eyes wide with disbelief. "This is outrageous. Do you know who I am? I'm the president of Willow Creek Estates. You can't arrest me." As they led her to the patrol car, neighbors whispered, phones still recording. Later, I learned Lisa was charged with filing a false report, attempted theft, and assault. The kicker? She didn't even have a brother named Michael. It was all a lie. The fallout was brutal. The HOA board ousted her as president in an emergency vote. Her employer, a fancy real estate firm, put her on unpaid leave. When local news aired footage of her screaming, "That's my Corvette," while being cuffed, her reputation tanked. At her sentencing 3 months later, her high-priced lawyer tried to spin it as emotional distress, but the judge wasn't buying it. Lisa got 6 months in county jail, 2 years of probation, a due-law $5,000 fine, and a restraining order keeping her 100 feet from me and my property. As the bailiff led her away, her face was a mask of stunned defeat, like she couldn't believe her actions had consequences. So what do you think? Was Lisa just delusional, or did she really think she could bully her way into stealing my car? Should the HOA have stepped in sooner to stop her power trip? And what would you have done if someone tried to claim your prized possession like that? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the story, and subscribe for more wild tales like this one.